Hey, Hoosier fans. My name is Greg Murray, and here today we are pleased to introduce or reintroduce the newest assistant coach with the IU women's basketball program, Ashley Williams. Ashley, congratulations on the new position and welcome back to Bloomington.
Thank you. Wow, did my dog really just walk through the door? That was awesome. No, I'm thrilled to be back. I can't wait. IU was so special to me when I was a GA, and I'm just so excited to get back up to Bloomington.
You mentioned it there, being a GA in Bloomington. We say reintroduce because, of course, you have been in Bloomington with Coach Morin as a grad assistant for 2 years from 2017 to 2019. You went to Furman as an assistant coach, which is where you're coming from now, and now you're coming back. And I know for you, this has got to be just a really special opportunity to come into the Big Ten, still very young in your coaching career, and to get to come back for another round as an assistant coach with this Indiana women's basketball program.
Yeah, it is. I am so blessed. My experience as a GA with Indiana was unbelievable. The amount that I was able to be involved in as far as working the kids out, daily, being involved with recruiting, scouting, just pretty much everything. And so that experience really prepared me to go to Furman. This past year at Furman, I learned even more, and it was a great experience. And so I'm just thrilled that, Coach Morin reached out to me, and, it just worked out that JB and Paul were headed to Alabama. And so I'm just thrilled for the opportunity, and I can't wait to come back and get to work.
Well, Ashley, let's talk about your journey in basketball a little bit, going back to even your playing days. You played at NC
Mhm.
State and actually played against Indiana in Coach Morin's, maybe second or third year, something like that. But
Yeah.
what after your playing career or even during it, what initially brought you into the idea that coaching was something that you wanted to get into?
Yeah. I think as a player, going to NC State, first off, I started as a walk on. And so I was not recruited at that level, and I was not, good enough to be recruited at that level. And so for me, in order to be able to compete, I had to really study the game. I had to do a lot of prep and film and, take pride in scouting reports. And I just grew to really love it. And I've always been, a fan of the mental side of the game, even as a young player. And so just any advantage I could get mentally was what I needed. And then I also just really loved it. And so I'd say about my sophomore year of playing at NC State, I was like, you know what, I think I want to get into coaching. And fortunately, I got to play for one of the best in Coach Moore. And he's still, involved and helps me a lot. And so I've been blessed to be around some really good people in this business.
You mentioned your coach back in college, and obviously Coach Morin's had a big effect from your time at a GA. Who else stands out as big inspirations for where you're at now?
Yeah. Starting with NC State, Coach Moore all the way to the assistants, with Coach E, Coach Hill, who I worked with closely as a guard. They're all still in my life, and they all still help me in any way that they can. And they're huge mentors for me. And then going to Indiana as a GA, obviously Coach Moore was the leader there, but that trickled through the staff as well. And JB and Rhett and Box and all of them were just, took me under and, taught me the ropes and taught me the grind that it takes to be successful. And then going to Furman and Coach Carson and her leadership. And she was great to work for. She's also been a head coach for a while. And so it's been cool to be around different styles because all three head coaches I've been around are very different. And so for me to just see the basketball side of what they do, and then also the just kind of personal side and how they do stuff off the court has just been awesome. And, I kind of pick and choose what, maybe I like and, whatever, but all of it's very, just engaging and it's easy to learn from.
Ashley, on that note, what do you feel like your core principles of coaching that you're going to bring to Indiana? What stands out in that stance?
I think one is just competing and intensity. And so just coming in and just being that energetic, just trying to light a fire every day as far as just getting the best out of these players, in which I know obviously from my 2 years there that they don't need much. Coach Moore and the staff have recruited some just truly hardworking players that I think I relate to. So for me, that aspect of just trying to keep them moving up and trying to keep them getting better in player development and just their mentality. And then also, as much as I love the three ball and offense, I am a big proponent of defense as well. So that was the thing I had to work at the most as a player. And so I think I grew a extreme appreciation for it. And so just coming in and really challenging them to guard and to lock in on the defensive end. Because typically they're offensively gifted. And so the defensive side is where, for me, I feel like you can win a lot of the games when your shot's not falling.
Ashley, you are familiar with at least a good portion of the players that are on this Indiana team from your 2 years back, from being a year at Furman but away from Indiana and from Bloomington for that time. What was your perspective from watching again how this group continues to grow, but last year and then obviously now looking ahead to where you hope this team goes?
Yeah, I mean, I think they picked up right where we left off as far as that year when we lost to Oregon. That you could tell that every single one of those kids was in the gym an insane amount that summer. Grace Berger came out and had a phenomenal year. I thought Alexa came out and just also shined. And then obviously Allie, being the leader that she is and the workhorse that she is, picked up right where she left off, and all of them really. So, I'm just excited to come back and, keep them moving in that direction. It was unfortunate that you didn't get to see you guys play in postseason because I feel very confident that it would have been a great run in the NCAA tournament. And so I feel great this year. Most everybody's returning. Obviously, we lost the one starter in Brenna, but, I'm excited. I know that they're in the gym right now. I get Snapchats from them all the time. And so I'm pumped.
Finally, Ashley, let's end with just a Bloomington question. What's the biggest thing you're looking forward to, maybe outside of basketball, from just going back and being in Bloomington, restaurant, a spot on campus, whatever it may be?
Yeah. Let's see. I'm probably looking forward to the food. So going back to the Tap was my spot. I do love the Tap. Nice little sports bar. Got great wings. And then there's this loop that I would run. And so I've been running a lot in this quarantine, and it's all been pretty flat. North Carolina, pretty flat ground. So going back to my loop in Bloomington through campus has some killer hills. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Well, we look forward to having you back on campus and seeing you again on the sidelines with the red and with the cream and crimson, red and white. Listen to me, I've been out of it too long into this quarantine.
Yeah.
Ashley Williams, welcome back to the program. It's great to have you back, and we appreciate you chatting with us.
Thanks, Greg. I'm excited.